Alright, let's just get right into it. Are the Pistons a playing team this season? The Pistons for the past 3 seasons have been really bad, either being the worst or one of the worst teams in the league. But with the additions they made the past couple years, they have an exciting roster that also has a chance to be a playing team this upcoming season. The biggest reason it's possible the Pistons can be a playing team is because of Cade Cunningham. Last season, Cade averaged 17.4 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game, 5.6 assists per game, 1.2 steals per game, while shooting 41.6% from the field, 31.4% from three on 5.7 attempts per game, and 84.5% from the line. Last season, Cade showed flashes of superstar with post-All-Star break averages of 21.3 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, 6.8 assists per game, 1.3 steals per game, while shooting 45.9% from the field, 30.7% from three on 4.7 attempts per game, and 85.7% from the line. I expect Cade to improve his shot selection and efficiency from three while also cutting down his turnovers, with the Pistons adding another ball handler with Jadenivey. Defensively, Cade was solid but still at times fell asleep when he was off the ball and at times struggled with screen navigation. But with him being 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan, he has the physical tools to be a good defender and guard wings, forwards, and some guards, giving the Pistons more defensive versatility. Next season, Cade could average 22-plus points per game, 5-plus rebounds per game, 6-plus assists per game, while shooting 45 or 46% from the field, 33 or 34% from three on 5-plus attempts per game, 85+% from the line, while cutting down his turnovers. If he does all that, he gives the Pistons a go-to guy on offense while giving the Pistons more defensive versatility as well. Now, Jadenivey, who they selected 4th overall in the draft, was one of the most exciting players in this class because of his freakish athleticism. Last season at Purdue, he averaged 17.3 points per game, 4.9 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists per game, 0.9 steals per game, while shooting 46% from the field, 35.8% from three on 5 attempts per game, and 74.4% from the line. He's amazing in transition, being able to change his speed from 0 to 100. Once he gets downhill, he's almost impossible to stop. He's great at getting to the rim and finishing through contact. With his ability to get to the rim so well, he can collapse the defense and kick it out to the perimeter for his teammates for open three-point shots. Defensively, he's active in passing lanes and he has active hands, being able to poke away the ball from the ball handler. He started the season shooting 45.2% from three, but cooled off tremendously, shooting 21.6% for the rest of the season. He needs to continue to work on his jumper so NBA defense will respect him more and not just sack off him and dare him to shoot, taking away his drives. Defensively, he needs to work on navigating ball screens, but it's something that will come with time. Ivy gives the Pistons a secondary ball handler to take some pressure off Cade while also being able to create his own shot and has the athleticism to be a solid defender. Now, Jalen Duren, the Pistons drafted him with the 13th overall pick in the draft. At Memphis last season, he averaged 12 points per game, 8.1 rebounds per game, 1.3 assists per game, 0.8 steals per game, and 2.1 blocks per game, while shooting 59.7% from the field and 62.5% from the line. He's a great lob threat, which fits well with Cade, who's great at throwing lobs, and he has a decent back-to-basket game. A part of his game that people underrate is his playmaking. He's a good passer out of the short roll and the pick and roll, whether that's throwing a lob to the teammate in the dunker spot or passing it to a teammate, giving him an open three-point shot in the corner. And he has shown the ability to pass out the post, whether that's hitting a teammate cutting to the rim or making a skip pass, giving a teammate an open three-point shot. Defensively, he's a good rim protector with a 6'11" height and 7'5" wingspan, and with his incredible strength, he was one of the best shot blockers in this draft class. He can also switch on the guards when involved in the pick and roll action and hold his own on the perimeter, which will give Detroit even more defensive versatility. He does need to improve his shooting from the line and develop a mid-range shot, so he's not just limited to catching lobs as his only way to score points. But he immediately gives Detroit a rim protector that can catch lobs well and provide some playmaking out of the post and the short roll. Now, Saddiq Bey, last season he averaged 16.1 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, 0.9 steals per game, while shooting 39.6% from the field, 34.6% from three on 7.4 attempts per game, and 82.7% from the line. He has an extremely quick shooting release and the ability to shoot off different platforms. While 34.6% from three isn't impressive, the previous year he shot 38%, so it's likely that his percentage will go up to about 37 or 38% with him not having to take as many difficult shots. He will be able to benefit off Cade and Ivy getting a lot of dribble penetration this upcoming season. If he's able to take a leap defensively and become an above-average defender or a good defender, it will give the Pistons a wing defender that they could put on the other team's best perimeter player. Now, Marvin Bagley, the Pistons traded for him at the deadline last season, and after arriving to them, he averaged 14.6 points per game, 6.8 rebounds per game, 1.1 assists per game, 0.7 steals per game, while shooting 55.5% from the field, 22.9% from three on 1.9 attempts, and 59.3% from the line. He improved in all statistical categories once he got there and was able to give the Pistons a real lob threat, which they didn't have up until they traded for him. It was evident how much they needed a lob threat because he and Cade were able to connect on a lot of lobs, especially out the pick and roll as soon as he started playing for them. He He also gave them decent rim protection and big man depth. If Bagley can give the Pistons 20 to 25 quality minutes every game, he can be a great backup big and fill in if injury happens. Now, Killian Hayes, he has underperformed in his career so far. Last season, he averaged 6.9 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game, 4.2 assists per game, 1.2 steals per game, while shooting 38.3% from the field, 26.3% from 3 on 2.5 attempts per game. At this point, I highly doubt Hayes will be able to live up being worth the 7th overall draft pick, but there's still a way he can be a good contributor on this team. If he's able to give the Pistons 15 to 20 quality minutes a game while improving the league average efficiency, he can be a good backup point guard and handle the ball handling duties with the bench unit, and him and Bagley should connect with each other for a lot of lobs. Now for the rest of the rotation. Alex Burke gives them more guard depth and a player that's a good 3-point shooter, with him shooting 40% from 3 or 4.8 attempts per game last season, and he's a solid playmaker. Hamidou Diallo is good at getting to the rim and has good athleticism, and will be a solid role player, being able to play as shooting guard and small forward. Isaiah Livers, not going to lie, I don't know much about him, but I do know he's a good 3-point shooter, shooting 42.2% from 3 and 3.4 attempts per game last season. And he has a size of 6'7" to possibly be a solid 3-and-D player for them this season. I see the Pistons this season just missing out on the play-in, but they'll take huge steps in the right direction and be a very exciting team to watch with the young core of Cade, Ivy, Durant, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, and Marvin Bagley. I appreciate you watching the video. If you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. More content on the way.